Alright, well we've got the strada up the drive, we've got the wheels off, we've got the hubs off, got one CV out, so I'm ready to pull the other CV off the inside of our diff here, and then we can get right under here and drain the fluid and drop that diff out so we can weld it locked. But to get to this point, let me rewind in time a little bit, because yesterday was the tip. Before you go and jack it up and take the wheels off, break these nuts here, because I can't seem to break those. So I sprayed some CRC on them. I've given them a still no luck, so I'll put the wheels back on now so I can jack it down to stop the hub from spinning, so I can get a good amount of leverage on the automatic hub bolts. Oh, that's nasty. Damn. Who does this? Bolts don't really need to be that tight, do they? Like, some do, sure, but not all of them. See, now I can't get any leverage on there. Does this unwind? You know what? I'm going to try something. Oh! Jesus Christ! Something here that I'm missing. Right, this is really taking me for a sucker, eh? You seen me try and take that end cap off with the old chisel and hammer, couldn't get it, and then got the first bolt, got one bolt out, went for the second one and just launched it. Really chewed the inside up of it with a Allen key on an angle. So then I took to this with a grinder and then seen a thread and was like, oh, you do unwind. Fuck. This is fucking ridiculous. There's like a fucking strong arm on here. And it's just starting to strip the fucking bolt again. Like, fuck. This is the right size. 8mm fucking Allen key hex bit. It's a good piece. Blue point, came out of a snap-on truck. I've got a nice snap-on. I've got a nice blue point set in the fucking ass from the snap-on guy. Fuck. Fuck! I mean, these are extreme efforts. I mean, I don't normally go to these lengths to remove a hub. Like, this is so shit. Cutting the bolts off. But as soon as I start to undo them, like, look how loose that is in there now. As soon as I start to try and undo them, I put a bit of pressure on them. It's just bending the whole hex of the bolt, like, you know, out to one side. Which one's good? One of them's like kind of good, but they are this size. Like, it's just, this is just ridiculous. Look at that. So we got the automatic hub off, but look at the amount of stud we've still got stuck in there. So now I need to find a way to get that out. I don't want to drill it yet. I'll try grind it and, oh look, that one's loose. Oh yeah, boy. So they're obviously just mated up against the air too hard and it seized themselves there maybe. Because look at that. They're all coming out nice and easy now. Oh, thank fuck for that. Alright, how's that for a balls up? Now, while I've been gone and watching that, I have gone ahead and welded my spider gears up. Look at the state of it! I've smashed it around with the old crowbar to make sure there's no sort of slag and cleaned it all out as good as I could. Before I welded it, I did use a heat gun, a blowtorch, and heated all the metal up. I used a MIG with gasless MIG wire, and it just spat, and oh, it was just junk, man. An arc welder would have done the goods, but my arc welder's down at the Mrs. house, down the other end of the country, and well, a couple of hours away anyway. And yeah, it just done a dog's breakfast of a, fuck, it's shocking, isn't it? But it is locked up, so I'm going to smash the cover on now and put some oil in it, and then we've just got to put the manual hubs back on the outside there and take it for a skid down the river, or a bit of a scoot, and see how good it goes. I am going to leave it in four-wheel drive on the road and sort of bind it up a bit and see if I can, I don't want to break it, but I will sort of, you know,
try and break it as such, because if it is going to be weak, then I need to sort it out and get something else going. But if it's going to handle sort of a bit of a U-turn on the road while it binds up and everything, you know, then maybe my welds aren't too bad at all. Yeah, baby. Nice. Right, I'm just squirting the old oil back in it. No point in putting new oil in it because it is just going to end up filled with slag, I'd say. So after a bit of a four-wheel drive, I'll probably drain the oil again and take this plate off just to see if there's anything any big chunks of weld, which there probably will be, just floating around the bottom of the diff, just to sort of try and avoid them from going through the crown or the pinion and stripping teeth off my diff. Alright, we've got our oil in our diff, everything underneath's all buttoned up. It's time to throw these on. Very nice, very nice. About as easy as that, really, isn't it? Alright, I got that all bolted up nicely, filled it up with heaps of grease, like I packed a hunk of grease in there, so to try and prohibit water and to sort of make ease of the locking and unlocking of the hub. Now you'll notice there it is in freewheel, so I can turn the hub, CV's not turning, hit the old lock, there you go, locked in. So I can't actually turn that now, and you can see it's trying to turn the CV just slightly. Turn it back the other way. Come on, baby. Unlock. And we're unlocked. Alright, we got it sitting back on its wheels, all ready to go to the river for a bit of a... But get Cliffy out of the way, so we'll give him a fire up. Almost in the same place we were the other week when we found a dog that we named Mark and then found its home. And on the road with the locked front diff, like, you don't even feel it because I've got the manual locking hubs in there now, so there's just no, you don't notice it whatsoever until I engage those front hubs, and then I'll notice that it will start to sledge and it will be harder of turning. But it should have a whole heap more traction too, so sometimes the pros and cons, they've got to kind of, one's got to outweigh the other, and I'd rather have it hard of turning and not get stuck than be stuck and it doesn't matter if I can turn or not at that point, does it? Alright, here's that mound, the same mound we couldn't even get the bloody front end over last week. Yeah, mate, get stuck. Right, the first gear. Here we go, look at that. Oh, yeah. We're going nowhere, mate. Nowhere real fast. Right. Let's get out. Engage the hubs. Oh, look at that. Fucking rubbish. Who comes down here and dumps rubbish? Pieces of shit. Four-wheel drive now, boy! I couldn't even get up this mirror, like front with the other week, so we'll try it sideways. Bit more difficult. Wrong gear, mate, wrong gear. through. That'll get it. This sort of shit is a fucking joke though, honestly. Like, why don't they just have a fire, you fuckheads? Most of it's paper by the looks of it. Dorito packets. Honestly, if you left this here, you're a piece of shit. And the main issue I have with it is that most of it's burnable, so just have a fire. The rest of it's cans, so that's recycling. Fucking hell, you can get rid of that shit for free. And also, most of our dumps, most of our rivers here in Hawke's Bay have been like locked up. All the gates have been, you know, the council's closing them all off because of shit like this. And the added like car that's getting burnt out and shit down there as well. But I love the rivers, man. It's like it's, you know, it's a place of freedom. You know, you bring your four-wheel drives down here, you bring the dirt bikes down here, you bring the kids down here for a swim, bring the whānau out for a picnic. Fucking bang on. Don't be shit. Some people just don't know how lucky we are, you know. Take it for granted. It's quite soft shingle here. Also I've got black smoke, bloody 4056. Also I've got bald highway terrains on the back, and I've got some pretty good all-terrains on the front. But man, it just seems to be 1,000 times better road. What you should be doing, you should always have a recovery vehicle with you, or at least a whip. But you know, I got you guys with me, eh? So we sweet heads. Not really, eh? Not really. Here's why here's a great reason of why you don't litter down here. Look at the wildlife, you know? How neat. And I don't know what part of the season, but you come down here and these guys have got little chicklets or eggs, or, you know, they lay their bloody little, I don't know, their little mukapunas. Yeah. You know, they have their little fellas all around their little chicklets. They don't need fucking tin cans of Waddy sauce and shit lying around here. They got enough kai. Well, there you go, the old strada wants to climb now. Look at that, mate. Here's me anchor. My bloody toe ball's in the ground, mate. Where you going? What are you doing, you fucking toe ball? So it's 100 times better, especially since like four-wheel drive. I wasn't even working on it before, but no, it's capable now. What I will do is probably take it home, check all my nuts and bolts, make sure nothing's going to fall off it that I've just done up, and also probably take drain the fluid back out of that diff, because most sumps or the old diff drain plugs are actually like magnetic. So any of my slag that's fallen off, which like there's bound to be quite a bit, would have stuck to that. And if there's a bit on there, then I'll take the plate back off, the front housing off the diff, and actually get in there and clean it out by hand. And also I've got someone's rubbish on the back, mate, so I need to go burn that. But all in all, I'm pretty stoked. I'm real happy with that, eh? I'm not stoked about my welds. Like, my welds in that diff really pissed me off a bit. But, you know, I always knew I was a shit welder. Admittedly, I think it's a few things that have gone wrong with those welds. I can hear a car alarm in the background. Like, I'm in the wilderness. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. Anyway, I think a few things have gone wrong with those welds. I'm welding a diff. The diffs are the crown gears. You know, it's all cast metal, so it can be slightly porous, so the oil can actually seep into the metal, and then when you try and weld an oily surface, the welds just splatter and turn to muck. Also, there's the fact that I'm using gasless MIG wire, and that's junk from the start as well. So between those two and the fact that there's an average cunt doing the welds, you know, I was setting myself up to fail a little bit there. I do have my arc welder, so I might go over them again at some stage with my arc welder at some point, but for now, it is what it is, you know. Yeah, so we're locked diff, we've got manual hubs on it. Next thing I need to do is actually try and find a body lift kit, because I want to body lift it so I can get my 32s back on there, because I do have some nice negative offset wheels that used to be on it, but they just scrub too much on hard lock, so I don't really like that. Also, if anyone knows if Pajero front diffs fit, I want to put a Pajero diff in it. Well, I don't want to put a Pajero diff in it, but I know it's far easier to get Pajero CVs and Pajero diffs like all day, all week. So I'd like to have a spare CV or a couple of spare CVs and even a spare diff, and even like put a toolbox on the back deck mounted down and have them in the back there. So No matter where I roam, you know.
Oh, a little CV.
You know. Anyway though, that's about it. I'm gonna go home and do some recycling and burn someone else's rubbish. Bro, what the fuck, eh? You know what's real ironic? I just got home. I'm about to burn their rubbish. Good sort. Oh, you brought the wrong bottle of Coke, mate. Fucking dick. Good sort, my ass. I like it. I like it. Hello, dog. In all honesty, I'm actually no better. Keeping it clean for the e-hunter while I fuck it up for the birds. Yeah, well. See you next time.